Devils. All spectators are reminded that good sportsmanship is an expectation at all athletic events. Please do your part to show respect for the coaches, players, officials, and fellow sports fans throughout tonight's game. First, introducing the starting lineups for the Brunswick Dragons, as well as the non-starters. Coached by Mr. Mark Roma. Number 1, Edgar Mearden. A senior, number 4, Noah Semilian. A senior, number 5, Jeremiah Bakwete. A junior, number 7, Kaz Kozinski. A junior, number 9, Chris Bakwete. A junior, number 12, Oscar Gartside. A senior, number 13, Jansen Weaver. A senior, number 19, Jackson Hamilton. A senior, number 21, Will Maher. A senior, number 26, Jackson Martin. A junior, number 27, Simon Stadnicki. A senior, number 29, Rufino Kambabwa. And a junior, number 15, Chase Barnhurst. Now the starters for the Brunswick Dragons. A senior, number 3, Ethan Patterson. A junior, number 2, Asher Fouché. A junior, number 8, Oliver Gorshoff. A junior, number 10, Liam Raposa. A senior, number 11, Jacob Samuel. A senior, number 16, Sebastian Martini. A senior, number 17, Finn White. A senior, number 18, Brendan Shaw. A junior, number 20, Jolson Malongo. And a senior, number 22, Eben White. And finally, the goalkeeper, number 24, Declan T-Burge. Now the non-starters for your Lewiston High School Blue Devils, coached by Mr. Dan Gish. A senior, number 1, Manas Miguel. A freshman, number 2, Sebastio Dominique. A junior, number 3, Ilyasa Katu. A sophomore, number 8, Khalil Ibrahim. A senior, number 11, Pedro Sebastio. A freshman, number 13, Yusuf Ali. A junior, number 15, Cooper Bollier. A senior, number 16, Enriquez Soares. A junior, number 17, Muhammad Osman. A freshman, number 18, Jojo Samwole. A junior, number 20, Israel Mbalazama. A sophomore, number 21, Ali Abdi. A junior, number 23, Hamilton Dominique. A senior, number 24, Bakar Ibrahim. A junior, number 99, Evan Rush. A sophomore, number 00, Farhan Mohammed. And number 25, Mizal Francisco. And now the starters for your Lewiston High School Blue Devils. A junior, number 4, Steve Sambuela. A junior, number 5, Suleiman Ilmi. A junior, number 6, Nathan Dimanja. A junior, number 7, Dan Dimanja. A junior, number 9, David Francisco. A senior, number 10, Meshi Mbele. A sophomore, number 12, Jimmy Morgan. A senior, number 14, Felipe Kiangala. A junior, number 19, Abdirov Ursi. A junior, number 22, Bilmiro Banque. And the goalkeeper, a senior, number 98, Will Diamond Stanek. Just a friendly reminder to everyone in attendance that every sport is in need of a game official. If you are interested in learning how to officiate, please contact your school's athletic administration for more information. Officiating tonight's contest, the referee in the middle, Mr. Dan Netto. The assistant referees, Mr. Omar Ibrahim and Mr. Nicholas Murray. Let's hear it for these fine gentlemen. Your certified athletic trainer tonight, Mr. Jesse LaRue. While your game timer and announcer, that's me, Bob Blanchett. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask if you are able to please stand and honor America with tonight's national anthem. Good luck to both teams.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a very cold November night here at Lewiston High School as your Brunswick Dragons travel to take on the Blue Devils in the second round of the main Class A boys soccer playoffs. Malachi, the winner of this game, will play Camden Hills next week at Bangor.
Thanks for having me, Robert. Big game here tonight.
Absolutely. I'm Robert Bowen here with Malachi Madore, making his second appearance here on Brunswick High Sports Network. You guys really seem to like him in that role on, what was that? Was that Wednesday? I believe it was Wednesday when this boys soccer team of Brunswick beat Mount Ararat 4-0. And here they are in Lewiston. We'll get this one started. Dragons rocking their white long sleeve jerseys, so we have a couple alternate numbers, namely Asher Fouché wearing number 2. Whoever had that number 6 jersey before probably kept it with them. I'd have to look into who it was. That could have been Ian Clendenning, honestly. Ian Clendenning, if you're watching, we know what you did, man. I'm sorry to say. Any thoughts, Malachi?
Not right now, Robert.
First half will begin. Dragons, last 2 times these teams played in the regular season, it was a 1-goal win by Lewiston at this venue. I believe Yeah, it was a 3-2 win for Lewiston. And the last one in Brunswick, a tie 2-2. So these two teams have been separated by 1 goal in 2 games. Dragons will try to get their first win over the Blue Devils.
Big question here, Robert, is can the Brunswick Dragons keep up with the speed and physicality of this Blue Devils team? Last time out against Madore, they were able to beat them with skill on the ball. It's going to be a big, tough competition tonight against these Blue Devils.
Absolutely, Malachi. However, playoff soccer, playoff sports in general, you never know what's going to happen. The Dragons and the Eagles have been separated by 1 goal in both of their matchups in the regular season, and then Brunswick went out there and beat them 4-0 on Wednesday. So anything could happen here. Dragons will start with possession. It'll be Oliver Gorchoff to kick it back to Raposa. On our near sideline here is Jacob Samuel, as he tries to stay warm by moving around. Still waiting to start this game. I think we're all pretty cold out here.
Blue Devils here surely aware of Raposa and Gorchov up top, likely seeing the result last time. They'll likely try and keep a tight mark on them tonight.
Yeah, Gorchov scored 3 goals on that Wednesday game against Arat. That ball will go out of bounds. Lewiston will throw in. Dragons do not try to pressure this ball. Given now here to Imley. Imley upfield, quick whistle.
Called out of bounds back there. Dragons will try and work the long throw in with Patterson here.
Patterson, the main throw-inner of the Dragons. Lofts it inside there to Fouché off his head. Battle for it in the middle of the field. Evan White trying to get after it. Here's Malongo. Raposa will send it into the zone. Oh, no, that was Gorchoff. That one sent over the opposing stands.
Windy night here might have carried it a little bit.
Beautiful field here in Lewiston, of course, the largest high school in our great state of Maine. Here's a throw-in to Sebastian Martini. Martini, he'll cut back, feed it across. Now pass inside looking for Raposa. It's broken up. Patterson, he has space along that 30-yard line. He'll wind up, fire inside on net, and scooped there by Will Diamond-Stonick, the goaltender for Lewiston.
Goalkeeper.
The goalie for the Blue Devils. 38-24 to go here in the first half. Still 0-0. Thank you for joining us here on Brunswick High Sports Network. We have a very nice number of 52 viewers. Thank you guys so much for spreading the wording so everyone can view this game. Huge game. Last year, the Dragons in the state quarterfinal, the same round as we are in right now, lost to Lewiston on this same field. So Lewiston trying to make it a exact repeat of last year, while Brunswick trying to get over the hump. And of course, the last time Brunswick beat Lewiston in the postseason, that was in 2022, and the Dragons went on to win the state championship. Lewiston in the offensive end. Here's Malongo trying to put pressure on the ball. Finn White now will steal it away. Nice play there. He'll look up the field, and it is stopped. That shot was blocked by White. Patterson looking for it. Jacob Samuel now will shove. Goes out of bounds.
Both teams already bringing large numbers back on defense, save for 1 or 2 guys, respecting the other's attacking play.
Patterson lofts it up to Samuel. Samuel back to Raposa now. Raposa for Samuel. It's taken over there by Bengue of the Blue Devils. Evan White will try to get that one in the corner, and he will send it out of bounds. Dragons will have a chance to get reset on defense. Pass is far across to Imley, and it goes out of bounds once again. Patterson to throw in. As we mentioned, he does that duty the most often for the Dragons. 36-30 in the first half. Off Samuel's head, here's Raposa. Raposa trying to get around Morgan, and he does. Raposa will loft into the zone. Gorchov racing after it. He will lose that race. And it is sent into the offensive zone. That's Francisco looking for it for the Blue Devils. Morgan putting pressure on Martini. Martini will get it back to Malongo. Malongo has that one knocked away. Brennan Shaw will track it down. No, he will delegate that duty to Declan DeBurge. DeBurge falls on it. Malachi. Malachi, of course, this season was the goalkeeper for the Lisbon Greyhounds. Malachi, what can you tell us about that play from a goalie perspective?
I think DeBurge was likely trying to give his defense time to reset, but when he had a lapse controlling the ball, saw some people coming for him, opted to fall on the ball and pick it up. Almost went up for a corner. Good save there.
Good play there by DeBurge. Blue Devils take back over, sent across for Imley. Imley will look towards the sideline. It's kept in bounds, and nope, out of bounds is the call. Patterson to throw in once again. This will definitely set the record for the coldest game in Brunswick High Sports Network history. Of course, most of our games coming in the winter indoors. Even though hockey rinks are not as cold as this. Here's Raposa inside with an opportunity. He'll look to fire. It's blocked, but a chance for Samuel wide left and out of bounds.
Good turn by Raposa there, but then some even better defending by these Blue Devils, getting multiple tackles in behind to block that shot. The Dragons may need to work the ball slower up the field with the long balls to Gorchov being cut off by these fast defenders.
Patterson will stop that one. Ball bounces at that 35-yard line. Martini putting pressure on Bengue. Finn White rushing after it. Lewiston will send it into the zone. Malongo chasing after the ball. Lewiston will settle on offense. He'll fire and stopped by DeBurge, who makes the catch after the juggle.
A lot of players often running into the keeper looking to get rebounds. It'll happen more and more in these playoff games. Good job to cover up there by DeBurge, but the Blue Devils will be crashing every shot in this game.
Yeah, I saw DeBurge talking to the official there. What was he asking for?
A lot of the times the keepers will get frustrated with opposing players running into them when they have the ball. Have some experience with that myself.
Here's Francisco into the zone. Francisco gets it back now. It'll be cleared by Samuel to Raposa. Raposa, he has some space. He'll fire down the field. Raposa, can he win that race? No, once again. Lewiston will settle in their defensive zone.
Again, Gorchov being cut off by these fast Lewiston defenders. He's going to need to be more creative with his play and adapt to this game as it goes on.
33-20 to go here in the first half. Still 0-0 if you're just joining us. Battle along the sideline. Finn White could not keep it in bounds. And Lewiston will throw it in. Could we get an exact figure on that temperature, Malachi? Would love to know. Of course, with the wind, it'll probably knock it down another 10 degrees. If I put down this team roster that I'm holding in my hands, it will blow underneath the stands as it did pregame, didn't it? It feels like 36 degrees right now. Martini will give it there to Raposa. Raposa with space. He has Gorchov ahead of him. Will he try to get it? Nice move. Raposa still with it. Another nice move, but there's a nice defensive play by Lewiston to stop Raposa in his tracks. Header there by Malongo. White and Malongo chasing after it.
These Lewiston defenders hesitant to step up on Raposa in the midfield. They are knowledgeable of his dribbling skill. Put in a good tackle to stop it, but still a good run.
Raposa, of course, had a goal and an assist in that Wednesday game against Mount Ararat. It's pretty safe to call he and Oliver Gorchov the two top offensive threats for the Dragons, both juniors. Jimmy Morgan will give the ball back. Ball is sent across to Imley. Imley at midfield. He'll fire inside. That one's cut off by Martini. Martini gives it up to Raposa. Raposa give and go. Martini keeps it in bounds. He'll fire looking for Samuel. That one is stopped. Another good turnover there by Demonja.
Dragons need to spread the ball out more here. A good 1-2 combination, but then running right into 2 or 3 Blue Devils. Need to switch fields there and attack the opposite side.
Imley has it knocked away by Samuel, and Martini will give it to Raposa. Back to Martini. We have 31-15 to go in the first half. Looks like when the camera goes to that side of the field, you can see the scoreboards. That'll be a little helpful. But, of course, we do not have our scoreboard up on the stream at the moment. Finn White putting pressure on the ball. Now it's Raposa trying to get it back, and White does get it. Gorchoff back to Raposa. He'll loft it up in the air. That one knocked forward. Now Fouché sprinting after it. He'll get some contact in there. Fouché sends it upfield. That one is cut off once again by Demanja. Evan White will settle it in the defensive zone. He'll kick it way up the field. Nobody home. Raposa. What are they going to call there, Malachi?
Foul on the Dragons midair there. Probably a push on the back on the 50-50 ball. Interesting to see how the Blue Devils will play this, whether they play quick or loft it into the box. Taberge has been good last game on these long free kicks, so we'll see what happens.
Well, here is Bengwe on the free kick. Both teams will line up at that 10-yard line. We're at 30 minutes to go here in the first half. Bengwe still waiting. Now he'll go for it. He'll fire over and in to the snack shack.
Unclear what Bengwe was trying to do there. A shot on goal from that distance would not be plausible, and a bit selfish play there. He was likely trying to loft it in to his teammates in there and just mishit the ball.
I believe he might have been aiming for the football uprights there as opposed to the soccer goal. Here is Raposa. He'll spin, and it's taken away. Demanja has really been very strong for the Blue Devils here. Only just in the first 10 minutes. I feel like he's had something like 4 turnovers.
Yeah, very good aggressive play in the middle there. A lot of these Lewiston players, very high soccer IQ, knowing where to be and what to do at any given moment in the game. Having played with some of them myself, they all know the game very well.
Guess who it was? Demanja again sending that one up the field, but the Dragons get it back. Fouché sending into the zone, and that one will be stopped by Diamond Stonic. He'll give the outlet. Now Fouché trying to cut it off. He does, but the ball will roll out of bounds. Lewiston to throw in. 28:40 to go in the first half. Samuel running after it. It'll be kept in bounds for the moment. That was the other Demanja, Dan. Patterson will throw in. Will he try to give it to Raposa? He does. Raposa will give it back to his captain. Patterson will fire it. Oh, boy. That one wide left.
Likely trying to cross the ball on his strong left foot there into Gorchoff. Hit the ball again. I might see that happening a lot on this windy night.
Pretty good traveling student section for Brunswick. Really shows how committed this town is to this game. We have 64 viewers and still a huge traveling student section, Malachi.
Equal to that of the Blue Devils, I would say, even at their home field. Very good turnout tonight.
Yeah, wow. I'd say that in terms of just the students, I'd say Brunswick is larger. And it's not a short drive, about 30 or 40 from the Wick. This one will go out of bounds. Bengwe's pointing for the Blue Devils, but the officials disagree. Patterson fires there to Raposa. Raposa will stop it. Liam Raposa gives it up to Samuel. Samuel tries the give and go, fails. Ball will roll out of bounds. Patterson to throw in. 27 minutes to go in the first half. Still scoreless. He'll loft it there to Gorchoff. That one sent up the field. Malonga will try to settle. And he does, up to Evan White. Evan White across for Patterson. Patterson sends that way across to the other White. That's Finn. Header up ahead by Demanja. And Lewiston will get it started. Fed inside and too far. That was Dan Demanja trying to set up an offensive play.
Quick counterattacking play by the Blue Devils there as a result of very fast and aggressive pressing. We're going to see that Patterson having to switch the ball to relieve pressure before they ultimately turn it over.
Shaw will send that up the field. It'll be headed by guess who? Nathan Demanja. Been a menace so far for this Blue Devil defense. Raposa across. Gorchov has a bit of space, gives it up there to White. White trying to give it back. Now White will race after it. Now he has space. Finn White will look to fire over the net and wide.
Dragons sometimes rushing these offensive chances as a result of strong defensive presence by the Blue Devils might look to work it more out wide as the Blue Devils are clogging up the middle of the field there.
Here is Diamond Stonic. Demanja will give it up the field. Patterson taken over once again by Demanja. Gives it up. Evan White to his brother Finn. They're give and go to Fouché. Fouché across looking for Patterson. Instead, Raposa gets it. Raposa up from Gorchov. Gorchov has a bit of room. Gorchov will fire and score! Oliver Gorchov takes a 1 for the moment.
Oh, and the call is a goal for the
It's good.
Dragons.
Oliver Gorchov, off the beautiful pass by Liam Raposa, has made it 1-0.
Very good play by Raposa, similar to that first goal against Mount Ararat the other night. Heads up dribbling instead of putting his head down and looking to force a shot. Threads that needle through a very strong Blue Devils line to find Gorchov, and you knew he was going to score from that range. A moment's hesitation as the official looked to make a decision, but an early 1-0 goal for the Brunswick Dragons here.
Gorchov, of course, scored 3 goals on Wednesday. Raposa had a goal and an assist. And
Brunswick goal
if
scored
the
by
Dragons are
number
going to
8 at
score,
the
it's going to be Raposa
14:40
finding
mark.
Gorchov, and that's exactly what happened there.
Shows how quickly you can impact a game. Gorchov quiet thus far without any shots or real chances, and then instantly with his vision puts the Dragons 1-0 up.
25-20 to go in the first half, and it's 1-0. Patterson, Gorchov is limping off. That is obviously not a good sign for Brunswick. Let's see. I believe they're going to put in Chris Bacquetti in his spot. And do you think they'll move up Raposa to striker?
I don't think so. Seeing Bacquetti,
Don't think so.
no, unless they do. Of course, I could be wrong. Last game, seeing Bacquetti up there at striker, with good pace and aggression on the ball. Raposa's best in that midfield, stringing passes and dribbling.
All right, we'll see. I'll trust you then, Malachi. Gotta hope that Gorchov will be okay, though. Early 1-0 lead here for the Dragons.
Bacquetti pressing the ball up front like a striker would do in Gorchov's place.
Okay, you win this one, Lisbon goalkeeper Malachi Madore. Ball sent inside here for Jimmy Morgan. Morgan gives it up to Demanja. Martini takes back over, lofts it deep for Bacquetti. He'll be hit. Ooh. Gotta hope Bacquetti's okay. If the Dragons lose 2 strikers, would not be great, but looks like he is all right.
Call is a foul on the elbow or hand to the face on Bacquetti. Looks to be okay. Dragons will look to keep this offensive pressure up even without Gorchov on the field.
It'll be a free kick for Martini or Patterson. They'll have a little bit of deception here about who's going to take it. I'm going to predict it will be Martini after I saw that Patterson deep kick earlier, and I am correct. Martini fires inside, stopped by Demanja. The other Demanja, Dan, will give it up here. And he'll get it back now. Here's Demanja, pressured by Samuel. Gives the ball back up. Lewiston will fire it up the field. 24 minutes to go here in the first. 1-0 Dragons. Malachi, can you see Gorchov on the sideline? How's he looking?
He looks fine right now, sitting down, so looking like he's not going to come back on anytime soon, although we can't rule out a return in this game. He does look to be sitting down and watching the game, not in a lot of pain, but we'll give you updates as we find them out.
Here's Morgan. Has it taken away for the moment by Martini, but he's able to fight back to get that possession. Malongo pressuring the ball in the corner. Has it knocked away for the moment. Lewiston retains possession. Here's Bangway. Bangway will fire with space over the net. It was knocked away by the fingertips of Declan DeBurge.
The call is a corner kick there. Very good save by DeBurge. Insane power on that shot.
Yeah, Bangway, beautiful look there. Definitely the best scoring chance so far for Lewiston. They'll make a couple substitutions. Ibrahim and Osman. They'll take out Morgan and Demanja. Corner kick here. It is Mbele with the duties. He'll loft it inside. It's a nice look. Bounces over. Opportunity though. Nice cut inside. Fires. Knocked away. And it'll be cleared. Great play there by Jacob Samuel. McQuetty rushing after it. He'll bump shoulders with the Blue Devil. Here with the longest highline. Lofts it up for Samuel. It bounces. He will kick it. Tries to kick it to himself. Cannot. 22-10 to go here in the first half. 1-0 Dragons off Gorchov's goal. That ball went out of bounds. Dragons will make a sub. Jacob Samuel comes out. Simon Stadnicki comes in. They tend to play pretty even minutes for the Dragons, Stadnicki and Samuel. At what position would that be, Malachi?
That would be the left wing.
Left wing position.
Against this Blue Devils team, might be playing more like a left mid, having to track back on defense against this strong team.
Especially now with that 1-0 lead. Of course, the Dragons lost to Lewiston at this field 3-2 in their first meeting this season. The second meeting was a 2-2 draw. So they are the underdogs in this game. Dragons come in as the 3 seed, Lewiston as the 2. The winner will play Camden Hills, the 1 seed. That game will be in Bangor on Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Throw in here to Ilmi. Into the offensive zone goes the ball for the Blue Devils, but it will go out of bounds and we'll get a goal kick. Has it usually been Shaw with these goal kicks, Malachi? I do believe it has. Is there a reason to pick either the goalie or?
It's common practice. Sometimes there'll be a defender with a longer boot than the keeper. I would often have some of my defenders take goal kicks for me. It's just personal choice on what's best for whether trying to work short or work long.
If you're just joining us, Malachi Madore is with me tonight. He was the Lisbon. That would be pretty confusing if you were the Lewiston goalkeeper this year. Why wouldn't you be out there? He was the Lisbon starting goalkeeper. I am Robert Bowen. I was Brunswick starting football quarterback this season, and we have Brandon Ware on the camera. And safety. Thank you, Malachi.
First team all-conference.
Oh, would you like to say that again, Malachi?
First team all-conference.
Oh, guys, sorry. Malachi, you weren't supposed to tell them that. Jeez. Patterson racing after it. He'll send it up the field. Raposa fighting. He'll shove. No call there.
Advantage played by the referee. A foul by Raposa, choosing to let the play continue due to the Blue Devils retaining possession.
Here's a slide tackle by Fouché as Bengwe will go up and over him. 19:23 to go here in the first half. 1-0 Dragons. Raposa will put on pressure. Here now is Bengwe. He has the best shot so far for the Blue Devils tonight. Here's one towards the net. It'll be headed just wide. Great opportunity.
Very, very good ball by the Blue Devils there with someone on the end of it. They're going to look to keep doing that. If they can't get those long balls in behind, they're going to crash the box. Taberge will have his handful with this. And Gorchov coming back on here.
Wow. Looks like Gorchov is all right, and the Dragons will need him. He has the lone goal tonight. Shaw deep to Raposa. Raposa will head it back to Martini. Martini cuts left. That one will go out of bounds off Bengwe's foot, and this will give an opportunity for Oliver Gorchov to make his return. He has scored 4 goals in the past 4 days. Patterson will loft down the middle. Fouché. Raposa cuts back. Will look deep into the right corner. Lewiston knocks it up in the air. Jumping after it is Fouché. Fouché gives it up. Lewiston takes over, looking up the field, and will be stopped there by Osman. Osman working there on Stanicki. Stanicki will make him fall, and we'll get a whistle.
A foul called there on, looks like either Ethan Patterson
It was Stanicki.
Stanicki on the defensive play there. Looking to crash the box here. Taberge will have to be decisive off his line.
Percy will delegate the free kick responsibility to Bengwe, who once again had that beautiful look earlier.
Gorchov there directing his wall, wary of a direct shot even from this range by Bengwe.
He placed a shot earlier just under the bar, and it was the fingertips of Declan DeBurge that kept it out of the net.
Interesting to see Gorchov directing the wall. Usually the goalkeeper's job, but looks like a joint effort here.
Bengwe surveys. He'll fire, lofted towards the net, curving left. It was headed just wide of the net.
Offensive foul called there on the Blue Devils. Looked like knocking over one of those Dragons defenders. Free kick coming out of the box for the Dragons.
It'll be Shaw to kick off once again from the net. Jeremiah Bequetti will sub in soon for Brunswick. Martini, Raposa, Fouché. Fouché has that one knocked backwards. Patterson will settle with space. Will fire up the field with that left foot. It'll bounce around the 10-yard line. Stanicki with speed going after it. Demanja will knock it back. But here's opportunity for Gorchov. That one sent up the field by Ilmi. Demanja up the field. Here's Martini. Martini inside to Raposa. Raposa will spin. Nice move. There's Stanicki. Stanicki with space. Takes it inside. Looking to muscle, but once again, just a great defensive play by Demanja as he will now send this one towards the sideline. It'll bounce around the 40. Shaw will go up for it with that head of his off his back. Stays in bounds. Lewiston with the ball now fed across. Ball bounces towards the sideline. Malongo trying to pressure it. It'll go out of bounds.
Out for a corner kick there. Another set piece opportunity for these Blue Devils.
We'll get some substitutions here. Samuel and Bequetti might be coming in soon, but it'll be Sebastio and Ali coming in for Lewiston. Jimmy Morgan will sub in soon as well. He will wait on the sideline. Here's a corner kick down the middle and in. No, not in.
Out of bounds
Oh my
from the
gosh.
get-go there, Robert. A little bit of air ball on that call, Robert. Went behind the goal, never in play.
I cannot stand the depth perception of those nets, Malachi. There's no way to tell whether that ball is in front or behind that net.
Very much way to tell. I knew that was out from the get-go, perhaps due to my experience on the field, but very disappointed with that one.
Okay, I'm sorry. Might have to call in our JV commentator, of course, Kaz Kaczynski, who is currently playing in the game. I guess Ethan Patterson would also be pretty good at this, but there he is on the field instead. Patterson will box out the Blue Devil. I believe that was Osmond. Yes, it was. And now he'll throw it in. Do you think we should call up Patterson to take over for me? I'll go down there just because of that call.
Yeah, put Robert on the field with his 1 year of soccer experience, scoring 1 goal in his 5th grade year.
Oh, Malachi, you weren't supposed to tell them that. Malachi. Ball will go out of bounds. 13:52 to go here in the first half. Bequetti will check in here, this time taking out Finn White.
Bequetti, a versatile player off the bench for these Dragons, playing central attacking mid, striker, and wing, as we've seen in the past 2 games.
Battle for the ball. Here's Chris Bequetti along that sideline. He'll fire across. Jimmy Morgan, who just checked in for Lewiston. Demanja. Back here across to Sebastio. Ball is sent into the offensive end, but Quetty will look to stop it, and he'll fire over his head. Fouché racing for it as it will look to go out of bounds. It's kept in. Here's Bengwe. Bengwe with Gorchov behind him. He'll send that one well wide of the net.
Back tackling and backtracking from Gorchov there forced a turnover. Work rate at 100% for every player on the field here.
Shaw to kick this one once again. 12:30 to go in the first half. 1-0 Dragons. If you're just joining us, it was Oliver Gorchov who scored off the pass from Liam Raposa. Patterson will rocket that one up the field. Nobody home for the Dragons. And Diamond Stonick comes out, and he'll throw it. Morgan pressured by Fouché. It'll go out of bounds and stay with the Blue Devils. Bengwe. Pressure there by Jeremiah Bequetti. Sebastião gives it up to Demanja. That being Nathan Demanja has been the cornerstone of this Blue Devil defense. His brother Dan subbed off at the moment. Stanicki racing for this one. He'll keep it in bounds, but give it up there to Sebastião. Sebastião will fire, looking for Morgan. Fouché had other plans there. Bengwe will fall. Gorchov trying to steal it away from Demanja, cannot. Sebastião to Morgan. Morgan across the field. Fed inside. Evan White will get the turnover there as ball will be sent up the field by Chris Bequetti. Here is White. He'll head it back to Bequetti and we'll get a whistle.
Call is offsides there on the Blue Devils.
10:50 to go in the first half. Shaw with the free kick. He'll send that one high down the middle. Gorchov, the only Dragon in the area. Stanicki sends that one, and Diamond Stonick will scoop.
Dragons just trying to make the time on this half run out. Happy with their 1-0 lead going into halftime, dropping back and playing more defense.
Demanja sends that one across. Fouché putting pressure on. That one's out of bounds. It'll be Dragon ball. Throw in looking for Bequetti. Takes it into the corner. Will fire down the middle. Gorchov a chance. Bounces over him. Stanicki looks to fire. Cannot. Here's Bequetti. Will loft that one towards the sideline. Stanicki will stop it. Nice move. Stanicki still fighting. That one will be kicked out of bounds. Could that be a corner? No, I think that was in front of the flag. Martini will check in for the Dragons as well as Raposa.
With Raposa coming back on, the Dragons need to know that this 1-0 lead will not be enough to let the whole game run out. They need that crucial second goal, whether it's in this half or the next half, in order to put this game away.
Throw in by Patterson down the middle. Yeah, of course, Lewiston scored 3 goals against Brunswick in their first meeting. We see some very impressive speed by Ethan Patterson. Patterson will steal that ball and give it up to Raposa. Lewiston scored 3 goals the first time against Brunswick and 2 the second. So history tells us that 1-0 lead will not be enough. Raposa is on the ground. He'll kick it from the ground.
So the call there is dangerous play, not being allowed to play the ball on the ground with Raposa down, looking like an injury. Not good for the Dragon supporters here. First having a scare with Gorchov and now Raposa.
Officials will call in the medical staff. Gorchov will help up his teammate and friend. Raposa appears to be okay for the moment. He is limping. Does he have to come off the field, Malachi?
Only has to come off the field if a coach or trainer comes on the field. So not in this case, no.
I believe soccer is the only sport in existence that has a rule like that.
Well, yep, it's the rule. Anytime the coach is called onto the field, the player must come off. They can come right back on.
Good to see Raposa is all right. The Dragons definitely need him. Injury scares for both of the Dragons' top 2 offensive performers. 8:40 to go here in the first half. It's 1-0 Dragons off those 2 combined for that first goal. Raposa to Gorchov to the back of the net. Here come Lewiston, fires on net. It's grabbed by Taberge.
Going to try some more outlandish shots here from the Blue Devils as they're unable to penetrate that box. Taberge with some good hands there to settle the ball back down.
High flying kick. Burge will be headed out of bounds by Sebastio. Finn White and Asher Fouché will get ready to go back on for Brunswick. Patterson stops that one. Has speed and space. Patterson looking for Gorchov. It's broken up by Demanja. Patterson gets it back though. Patterson inside to Gorchov. Gorchov, opportunity taken away by Sebastio. He'll jump over the path of that ball. Sent upfield for Lewiston. Martini will look to steal it. Cannot. Morgan chasing after. Hills fight for possession. Patterson takes it away and whistle.
Looks like Lewiston player pulled down on a foul there. Another set piece opportunity for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, that was Jimmy Morgan falling. It'll be a free kick for the Blue Devils. It'll be Mbele to take it.
Might he have another direct shot from here as shown, or will he try and play it in for his teammates? What do you think here, Robert?
I think he's going to try to play it in for his teammates. That is actually not Mbele, that is Hersey. Hersey fires inside. He does play it for his teammates. That one will miss all of the aforementioned teammates and go out of bounds.
Very good ball from Hersey there. None of the Blue Devils able to get ahead on it, or the Dragons out for a goal kick, allowing the substitutes to come in for the remaining 6 minutes.
White and Fouché are in, and Bequetti are out. Shaw with the goal kick. He'll send that one down the middle. Morgan gives that one up for Osman. Osman working on Stanicki. Nice speed for Muhammad Osman. Along the sideline. He'll cut back, feed down the middle. Here's space. Lofting inside is Hersey. That one's wide of the net and out of bounds. 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Once again, thank you so much for joining us here at Brunswick High Sports Network. Very cold night, Malachi. Looked it up, and feels like 36 degrees right now. I have to say I'm wearing gloves. Wearing gloves for the first time of any BHSN broadcast that I've done, and my fingers are still very cold. But hopefully everyone watching is nice, warm, at home, watching on their computer, phone, or television.
That often. Yeah, right here.
Lewiston will throw it in. Demanja gives it back. Fired. Patterson all alone there to take that one away. Patterson trying to get around Morgan. He does, sending it up the field. Diamond Stonic comes out for it. That's up in the air. Opportunity for Gorchov with the net open. He'll cut back. Gorchov, can he get a shot off? Down the middle for Raposa. It's broken up.
Dragons sitting back and playing defense, but looking to break out quickly and hit Gorchov and then Raposa on the secondary ball. Those quick counters, and here they are again.
Fouché for Gorchov. Back here from Malongo. Malongo across to Patterson. Patterson will settle. Give it up to Martini. Martini makes a nice move. Martini with space. Sebastian Martini up the field looking for White. Finn White will fire. Stopped by Diamond Stonic.
Good claim on the cross there. Not able to keep it far enough away from the keeper as the Blue Devils try and break out here. Patterson on the interception.
Patterson, nice move. He has space of his own. He'll fire towards the net. Diamond Stonic comes out and catches back-to-back cross-crease passes. Cross-crease passes.
Crosses.
Cross-crease passes.
Crease is not a real thing.
Whatever you say,
18
Malachi.
18-yard box.
Get together, Blue. Let's go.
Here's Morgan. He'll turn. Sebastio. Hersey up the field. Patterson sends it up with his off foot. DeMondre across. 3:40 to go here in the first half. Dragons trying to take that 1-0 lead into halftime. Morgan with it. Pressured by Raposa from behind. Raposa will take it away. Patterson sends it to Martini. Martini. He has Stanicki open down the sideline. Will he use him? Tries to, but it's cut off by Sebastio. Malongo high in the air. DeMondre will head it forward. Fouché gives it back the other way. Gorchov lofting it. Open is Stanicki. Stanicki with space. Couldn't settle it. Stanicki tries to loft it up in the air to himself. Now a chance for Finn White. He'll be hit. And the ball will go towards the sideline. Sent up in the air. Morgan looking for it. He'll look back across for Osmond. Patterson cuts that one off. Patterson with space, but Osmond with speed behind him. That one stopped by Nathan DeMondre. Hersey back to DeMondre. Sebastio. With space, will give it up. That one's cut off by Malongo. 2:30 to go in the first half. Raposa. Raposa looking for Stanicki. Stanicki has space. Stanicki one-on-one with Diamond Stonick. He will fire and stopped.
Good run by Stanicki there, but he needs to release the ball earlier. Find Raposa or Gorchov in the middle. That tight of an angle, almost never going to score that.
Yeah, just the more steps you take towards the end line, the less angle you have.
It's accurate. The closer range, some keepers may come out and tackle as well. A good decision by Stanic to hold his line there.
Martini fighting. 1:45 to go in the first half. Martini will fall. Malongo comes out. Martini sends it up the field. Gorchov racing after DeMondre. Dragons definitely settling back on defense here. 90 seconds left.
Looking to run the clock down so me and Robert can go grab some hot chocolates at halftime.
Yeah, I hope they have that. Maybe a nice fireplace out here. Morgan will fire, stopped by Taberge.
Aside from the one shot from distance, not a lot of really threatening opportunities from the Blue Devils here. Mostly just possessing without any real threat. Taberge only having to make one big save thus far.
High kick there by Declan. Malongo will put on pressure. Lewiston gets it back. Shaw lets it go over his head to Taberge. 50 seconds left.
Shaw had to be sure to communicate that to Taberge. Defender acting like he's going to clear it and then not doing so. Maybe some frustration for a goalkeeper unless it has been communicated before.
Still an easy stop, but maybe a bit of a shock there. A shock from Shaw, if you will. Ooh, look at that curve of the ball. Is that from the way he kicked it or because of the wind, Malachi?
I'd say a little bit of both there, Robert.
All right, Sebastio will be cut off by Martini. Raposa gives it up. Just 20 seconds. Gorchov trying to get something done with 20 seconds. He'll cut back, lose it, give it back there to Fouché. Now 15 and a half. Fouché looking up for White. Just 10 now. White, can the Dragons get one more shot? No, it is cut off. And that will do it with 2 and 1. Maybe one last kick for Lewiston. No. And that will do it for our first half of action. Dragons, the underdogs coming in as the 3 seed against the Lewiston 2 seed, will take a 1-0 lead going into the half. It was leading scorer on the season, Oliver Gorchov, who scored at the 25-minute mark off the pass from Liam Raposa. We will mute this stream for the next 10 minutes, and then we'll get you back here for our second half of action in this Brunswick High Sports Network coverage of the main Class A boys soccer playoffs. I'm Robert Bowen with Malachi Madore and Brandon Ware on the camera. We'll see you in 10 minutes. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Lewiston High School for the main Class A South semifinal matchup. No, this is Class A North. Is Brunswick in the North for soccer? I think this is the North. It's obviously Brunswick, a southern town in the grand scheme of Maine, but I do believe this is Class A North. Yes, it is. Class A North semifinal in the 2025 boys soccer playoffs. Let me tell you folks, the last time I was at this field, it was for a lacrosse game in the spring, and it was about 80 degrees, and I was thinking, wow, it is hot out here. I would just love for it to be cooler. I would probably not love for it to be about 50 degrees cooler, though, as it is right now. Malachi is making his way back from the snack shack, hopefully with some hot chocolate, so it'll be just me for now. Dragons have a 1-0 lead off that first half goal by Oliver Gorchoff. Lewiston will start with the ball, and 40 minutes left. If the Dragons can hold off the Blue Devils, they will advance to play Camden Hills next week in Bangor. Camden Hills, who just knocked off the 4-seeded Edward Little. But a long way to go before that. The Dragons had a lead going into the second half. The first time these two teams played, and Lewiston came away with a 3-2 win. Patterson looking to cut off that pass. Lewiston will throw it in. Headed forward by Evan White. Ball bounces at the 45-yard line. White with a nice move will send it way up the field. Demanja will head it forward. Racing after it is Jacob Samuel, sent up the field by Sebastian. Along the sideline, there is Mbele. Mbele looks to kick it backwards, and he gets around Malongo. That one is sent towards the sideline and out of bounds. Lewiston will keep possession. Firing down the middle. It's headed just wide left of the net. Good chance there for Lewiston, but the Dragons survive. They keep that 1-0 lead. 38-19 to go in the second half. Shaw will send this goal kick down the middle. It's headed back by Lewiston. Ball up in the air now. Bengue sends it forward there to Mbele. Mbele working on White. He causes Fouché to fall, but then falls himself. Ball is sent up the field by Evan White. I wonder if that's going to be a delay of game penalty on White. I believe this is going to be a free kick for the Blue Devils, and this is a golden opportunity for them. Gorchoff comes behind to direct the alignment for the Dragons. 37:40 to go here. I believe that is Mbele who is lining up the free kick. He'll loft it across the middle. It's up in the air. Taburge jumps up and makes the catch. Declan Taburge with a fantastic piece of goalkeeping. He'll punt that one down the left sideline. Bounces in front of Samuel. Samuel will keep it in bounds. Samuel loses it now. Taken over by Lewiston. Mbele trying to get by Malongo. Malongo will hold him up for the moment. Now Fouché comes in to help. Malongo gives to Raposo. Raposo looking for Gorchoff up the field. Demanja will stop it with his head. Gorchoff, though, will win the race in the corner, or he'll let it go out of bounds. If that one had gone out, it would have been a corner kick. Instead, Lewiston will send it along the sideline, and it'll be just a throw-in. Patterson will throw it in for Brunswick along that far sideline. Lofts it towards Raposa. It'll be headed out of harm's way by Nathan DeMonja. Patterson across the field. That one will bound. Here's White with some speed and some pressure from behind. Martini now, nice head of steam. Here is Sebastian Martini, 3-on-3 opportunity. Martini into the zone, inside to Raposa. Raposa behind his back, stopped by Diamond Stanek. Very good play set up there by Martini. Raposa gets the shot on net. Good stop by Diamond Stanek. Here is Raposa, pressured by Morgan from behind. He's able to ward off Morgan. Raposa inside for Gorchov. Gorchov spins, gives it to White. White has it taken away by DeMonja. Kept him down by Gorchov down the middle and stopped. DeMonja sends it up the field. Martini bounces over him. White trying to get the ball back. Samuel now fighting with Morgan. Samuel gets it up the field, and DeMonja will send that one towards that Brunswick student section. Once again, the Dragons with a huge traveling fan base. Very good to see. And of course, as well as the 91 of you who are watching this game, town cares about how these Dragons fare here. It's a huge game. The last time the Dragons were in the state quarterfinal was last year. They lost to Lewiston in this same building. And the last time Brunswick beat Lewiston in the postseason was in 2022, and they went on to win the state championship. So a big game for both teams here, obviously. Two very good teams who had very good seasons. Brunswick went 11-2-1 and were the 3 seed in Class A North. Lewiston was 9-1-4, was the 2 seed in A North. One of the 2 teams will play their last game here tonight. Fouché gives it up to Raposa. Raposa pressured by Bengwe. Raposa will cut back here now to Finn. White. White looking for Fouché. Raposa, nice move, gives it back to Fouché. Fouché has space. He'll fire towards the net. Gorchov after it. Couldn't get his foot on it, and it goes out of bounds. Lewiston possession. Diamond Stanek will give it up here to DeMonja. Malachi, there he is, carrying 2 hot chocolates. Oh, wow, I'm excited for this, folks. I hope you're all nice and warm in front of the TV watching on YouTube. That's right, you can get YouTube on your TV. If you're watching on your phone, that's great, I appreciate it, but you might enjoy it more on the TV. I do recommend that. But no matter what, I hope you're at home nice and warm. And Malachi Madore will try to fix that for me here with some hot chocolate. Thank you, Malachi. How was the line, man?
Terrible.
Okay, I don't know how we're going to do this. I need to keep this roster in my hand, and if I put it down, it will blow away.
They didn't have Snickers, but you like Airheads? No.
Lewiston sending into the zone. Samuel will knock it up. Martini at the 30 gives it back to Patterson. Patterson will rocket it down the field for Gorchov. Along midfield now with White.
As I was walking back, I saw another opportunity for the Dragons near the goal there. Looks like they're continuing to step up their offense here. Have I missed anything big while going to get us hot chocolates?
I wouldn't say so. Just 8 minutes of game time gone here. 32-15 to go here in the second half. Is it still scalding hot, or is it ready?
Perfect temperature.
Perfect temperature, all right. That is very good. Wow. Ball goes out of bounds. I noticed Finn White was wearing gloves in the first half, has no gloves on now. I wonder if he would like to have those back. I think he's rolling up, or rolling down his sleeves rather, to cover up his hands. I don't know why you wouldn't wear gloves as a soccer player in the cold like this, since, you don't have to use your hands.
Unless you're taking throw-ins, the referee might have a problem with you taking a throw-in with gloves on. You can see Patterson not wearing gloves there, as he's responsible for most throw-ins. But having played in some games with this temperature, you really don't feel it on the field.
Really?
Yeah, even as a goalkeeper.
For football and lacrosse, I really have not played in temperature this cold. Maybe some football games there in the 40s. Lacrosse, maybe one preseason game that was down there in the 30s. Yeah, okay. I have to say my hands were pretty cold during that game, but maybe for soccer it's different.
I was also wearing gloves as the goalkeeper.
Okay.
Played baseball here one time. It was pretty cold.
Lewiston taking over. They have half an hour to score a goal, or they will be sent home on what has been a great season for them. Once again, 9-1-4, the 2 seed in A North. They'll get a corner kick here now. Fires short down the middle, chance in front, fires wide left. I believe that was Morgan who took that shot.
Colley's a corner kick, took a deflection off a Dragons defender there.
So they'll get another chance. It is going to be Bengwe who will take it, I think. Bengwe lofts it this time. That one is headed out of harm's way by the Dragons. Now lofted wide right of the net. That one will bounce over the fence, and the ball boys will have to track that one down. And they do. Here is Shaw with the goal kick, as I am going to take another sip of my hot chocolate. Shaw deep down the middle. Header there by DeMondra. And now a chance for Samuel up ahead. Samuel fighting. That one will be knocked out of bounds. Lewiston to throw in.
A true back and forth game here, not one-sided at all. Both teams having offensive possession, although the Dragons have had some more dangerous chances, with the Blue Devils having really only that one big chance in the first half.
White will give it to Martini. Martini working backwards. He'll send it all the way back to DeBurge. DeBurge will stop it. Loft it down the field for Raposa. Raposa catches it off his chest. He'll fall now. And the whistle.
Linesman perfectly lined up to make that call. Looked a bit soft, but the Dragons are going to try and play quick here. Referee signals for a full restart, meaning he has to wait for a whistle to play quick.
Yeah, Fouché getting a little overzealous there, trying to find Gorchov. Can't blame him. Gorchov, of course, scored 3 goals on Wednesday in the Dragons' 4-0 win over Mount Ararat, and has the lone goal tonight in that first half. Brendan Shaw will take the free kick. Do you think he tries to go right on net or tries to find a teammate?
I think he should find a teammate here. No one's scoring from out there.
Shaw will go down the middle, headed wide right by Liam Raposa. Stanicki will check in for Samuel. Just like that first half, Stanicki and Samuel getting even time at that left wing position. Blue Devils looking up the fields. Chance here as Malongo will have a man fall over him. That was Ali. Here's Bengwe now. He'll get the free kick.
Dragons unhappy with the call on that one. Looked a bit soft to me, but the foul is given. Might look to goal for goal here. Gorchov and Taberge setting up the 2-man wall. At that angle, they may still look to cross in for a teammate. Multiple options open here for the Blue Devils.
White and Martini will form that wall. Taberge situated on the right side of that net. Bengwe will line up a golden opportunity for the Blue Devils, trailing by 1. Bengwe looking right side. It's headed just wide left. Dimanja missed that one by a few feet.
Blue Devils can't believe the miss there. Extremely good header, great jumping timing and athleticism. Heading the ball, you have to start your run before and then get onto it. It requires great timing. Just couldn't find the net on that one.
Shaw will kick it short to Malongo. Malongo will settle at the 20. Malongo upfield to Fouché. Too far for White. Throw in there by Dimanja. Bengwe gives it up there to Samwilla. Gorchov chasing after it. Stanicki now and again chasing. Lewiston will settle.
Those wingers, Stanicki and Samuel, being rotated, one of the most common positions to see some rotation, requires the most running of anything on the field.
That other wing is that Finn White, who will sub out for Bequetti.
Yeah, well, Bequetti, another versatile player, but yeah, on that right wing, we'll see White seeing more on the field than the other two, but yeah, most rotated on those running positions. Left mid, left wing. Fullbacks stay in this game for pretty much the entire time.
I see. Are those fullbacks Shaw?
Fullbacks will be Patterson
Oh.
and Malongo.
Patterson Malongo, and the center back would be Brendan Shaw.
Well, usually two center backs.
Who's the other center back right now? Is that Evan?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm learning, folks.
Some formations may play three center backs and no fullbacks, or three center backs with fullbacks on some more defensive positions, but usually a back four.
And then this is the midfielder, Sebastian Martini.
Sebastian Martini playing that number 6 central defensive mid, dropping back on defense, but also coming up to distribute the ball.
And here is Chris Bequetti to check out Martini, as we have reached 100 live viewers here on Brunswick High Sports Network. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are just joining, then you should know that it is 1-0 Brunswick off of a goal by Oliver Gorchov in the first half. Here is Dimanja, pressured by Bequetti. Dimanja will stop, looking to get by Bequetti. Spins, gives it back up to Bengwe. Bengwe lofts it towards the net. Burge will come out to catch the ball and stop that offensive attack. Here's a deep kick looking for Gorchov. It'll bounce to the 20-yard line. Chance for Gorchov, changed by Dimanja. Gorchov will loft it just over the net. Diamond Stanek coming out.
Really unexpected from that Blue Devils defense. Did not expect to see such a long ball from DeBurge there. Hadn't seen that before. Great way to catch him out on the counterattack. Gorchov trying to chip the keeper coming out. Just missed that good chance for the Dragons.
That was a beautiful kick. Malachi looking at the flag, the American flag back there. The wind is at Burge's back, so a little bit of extra distance there on that kick.
A lot of extra difference as a keeper. Having the wind blowing towards you or away from you can add an extra 10 to 20 yards on your kick sometimes. Feels like you can't kick it anywhere in the first half. Wind at your back, it can sail the whole field.
Oh, well. White will fall and wanted a call as the ball bounces around.
Initially played advantage on that foul with the Dragons retaining possession, but moments after turning it over, the referee will call it back and give the foul. If it had gone a little bit longer, he might have let play continue, but turning it over this quickly, he's going to call it back.
Jacob Samuel will wait to check in. I assume that he will be taking Stanicki back out. Here's Shaw on the free kick, lofts it left side. It'll be knocked around, still alive. Here's a shot wide right by Stanicki. Samuel will take out Gorchov, it looks like.
Let's hope that's just a rotational sub giving some rest and that Gorchov has not signaled that he is injured. We have not seen anything. Dragons hoping to get Gorchov back on there to get that deciding goal.
Yeah, earlier in the game, Gorchov, after he scored that lone goal, came out with a limp.
Let's go, Blue!
And I believe it was his right leg. 21:49 to go here in the second half.
Gorchov looks to be okay on the sidelines, just grabbing a quick breather.
White will run into the pavement. I don't think Lewiston has to wait for him, but he'll get back in time. I guess it is safer for Finn White to keep running there out of bounds than stopping short, but those cleats on that concrete can't feel too good. Of course, I bet the turf feels like concrete in the cold like this.
Turf fields much preferred, especially for a goalkeeper, to grass fields. Diving on it feels like a mattress. So Taberge and the other keepers on this field must be having a good game today.
Ball in the defensive zone for the Dragons. Malongo is hit from behind. They both fall to the ground. That was Danjamanja, knocking him down. It'll be Dragon ball. Shaw for the free kick. Raposa will stop it at midfield. He shoves off Bengwe, and Bengwe will send it down to Demanja. Demanja stopping it there. And did Malongo hit that one out of bounds? I believe he did. That'll give the Dragons defense a chance to reset. And we'll get a throw in here from Sambuila. Sambuila gives it up. Now he looks forward in the corner. Slide by Malongo knocks it back out of bounds, and another throw in for the Blue Devils. Raposa back over his head. Demandra will stop it there with space. Pressured, though, by Samuel. Gives it up toward the sideline, chasing after it. Stays in bounds, but that's a chance for Samuel now. Looking up the field, he's able to get around Demandra. 2-on-1 for the Dragons and sent out of bounds. Lewiston able to reset, but if that had not been kicked out of bounds, Chris Paquetti had a golden chance to score. One on the keeper. Gorchov and Martini look to check back in here soon. Now it'll be Eben White who gets shoved down from behind, no call. Shaw, he is knocked down. Two big hits in a row.
Both Lewiston and Brunswick players going to have to watch that physicality. Wouldn't be surprised to see some yellow cards broke out soon.
Finn gives it there to his brother. Had to call out for Eben, who was looking down, fixing his shin guard, I believe. I'm surprised that Finn had to call out for his brother to look for the ball. I just assumed that the twins have that telepathic communication, which is why they have so much chemistry on the field, but he had to call out for his brother there. That ball will be knocked out of bounds. Is that going to be a corner kick for Brunswick?
That would be a corner kick. Lewiston defender doing a backhand spring after clearing that ball out.
Martini, it's yours. That is your hot chocolate, Malachi, that just fell.
Well, it's empty, so I'll get it later.
Paquetti with the corner kick, lofts it inside. Shaw coming way down. Trying to knock that one in, cannot. Paquetti gives it back to Martini. Martini, Malongo with space. He'll fire towards the net. Diamond Stanek comes out to make the catch. 17:45 left for the Blue Devils to score, or they will end their season. Diamond Stanek messed up the pass. Chance here for Samuel. Stopped by Gorchov. Back to Samuel. Oh my goodness, Malachi. Tell me as a goalkeeper, Malachi Madore with me here, Lisbon, starting goalkeeper this season. Malachi, tell me what happened.
I have never seen that before. Perhaps either his gloves were too grippy or not grippy enough, letting the ball go a little bit early on the roll there. Never happened to me or any goalkeeper that I know of, but very dangerous. Might be wary of that the next time he plays the ball out.
Declan DeBurge here to kick off. It's a deep punt. Once again, the wind still at its back. It's bounding at the 10-yard line. Samuel racing after it. Ball will be knocked out of bounds, and it'll be a corner kick for Brunswick.
Another good chance for the Dragons here. Samuel playing up there at striker, whereas it looks like Gorchov perhaps dropping back into the middle, but we'll have to see what they do going forward here.
Corner kick here for Brunswick. I believe that is Bequetti. He'll loft it down the middle. Chance headed by Gorchov. Just wide left. And we'll stay at 1-0. Winner of this game moves on to play Camden Hills on Tuesday in Bangor in the Class A North Final.
Good movement on that corner by Gorchov to lose his defender. Getting those headers off is not as easy as it looks, having to time your run perfectly.
Settled by Sambuila. Looking up. White. Martini. Samuel gives it up for Finn White. He can't get to it. Lewiston will send that into the Brunswick bench. White to throw it in. No, it'll be Malongo. 15:40 left now. He'll loft it there to Gorchov. Gorchov taken away by Demanja. Demanja is open here. Finn White with some speed behind him. Demanja cuts back, now with space. Gives the ball up. Falling down, Gorchov sending it up the field. Chance for Samuel. Demanja wins the race though. Nathan Demanja is now pressured by Samuel. Samuel is still fighting. He'll look for that slide tackle. Bangwe with space. He'll send it way up the field over the head of his fellow Blue Devils and out of bounds. It'll be Dragon Ball Malongo to throw in. 14:50. 1-0 lead for the Dragons here in the Class A Boys Soccer State quarterfinal. Malongo sets it up the field. Asher Fouché and Liam Raposa look to check in soon.
Go, let's go!
Bangwe sending it up. Patterson. Bequetti. Big left foot drive up the field with the wind at his back. Look at this speed from Simon Stanicki as Diamond Stanek comes out to scoop it up.
Dragons can see victory is in sight here. 14 minutes left. They're going to have to keep their composure, keep defending, and keep clearing the ball out decisively to take home a trip to the regional final up in Bangor.
Come on, Blue!
Give and go here with some Willa. Demanja looking up the field. It's stopped by Evan White. He sends it bounding out the 45-yard line. Gorchov looking up for Samuel. Give and go back to Gorchov. Gorchov sends it up. Can Stanicki win that race? That's a long way to go. Demanja has the advantage, and he will give it up. Sebastio gives it back. Lewiston has 13:30 left to score a goal. Ball sent up the field. It's stopped by Malongo. Malongo, he'll kick it back the other way. Samuel has space. He's behind the defense. Jacob Samuel, what can he do? He'll watch it roll out of bounds.
It's interesting to see how the Dragons might try and run the clock down, perhaps taking the ball and shielding it in the corner, or Taberge taking his time, getting the ball out for goal kicks. Something we'll see. The emotions might run high for these Lewiston players in the dying minutes, rushing to get the ball back in play.
Fouché and Raposa are in. 12:40 left now.
Gorchov moving back up to that striker position with Raposa back in the game after dropping back into that central attacking midfield role earlier.
Gorchov racing for it. Kept in bounds for the moment. Now it's out. We have 124 viewers now here on Brunswick High Sports Network. Thank you so much for joining us. I believe that is my personal record. We had more one time for the Girls Hockey State Championship when Brunswick lost to Chevrolet in overtime in February. I, however, was calling that game on the radio. That was Ethan Patterson calling the game here. So for games that I have done, this is my record. So thank you all for joining us here. Brandon Ware on the camera, Malachi Madore, and me, Robert Bowen. Ethan Patterson, of course, is on the field for this game, so he is not calling it. 11:30 to go in the second half. Diamond Stanek waiting to send this one out. Clock's moving. He'll give it up to Demanja. Demanja to Sebastio. Sebastio will fire up the field. Good play there by Martini to take it away. Martini back to Malongo. Malongo, he'll fire deep for Gorchov. It's headed by Demanja. Raposa leaves it up. Here is Dan Demanja. Pressured by Raposa. Demanja has space, feeds it down the middle. Chance for Lewiston. Demanja. Shaw will clear it. Kept in bounds now by Mbele. Mbele. Stop here. Chance now. Whole swarm of Dragons there. But an opportunity for Lewiston. Fires wide right by a wide margin.
Really rushing to try and get that shot off. Good attacking play around the 18. Lewiston with 10 minutes left to try and work that ball through. If we can see more of that, the Blue Devils may try and get an equalizer here in the dying minutes.
David Francisco checks in for the Blue Devils, trying to get something going on offense. He takes out Sebastio. Shaw rockets it up the field. Knocked back by Demanja. Shaw will fire again. Ball bounds at the 30, and that'll run some more clock off. Gorchov fighting for it. In the corner, Lewiston will break out. Once again, the Dragons have not beat Lewiston this season. The first time they played on this field, it was a 3-2 win by the Blue Devils. Second time in Brunswick, it was a 2-2 draw. So Dragons, the underdogs, as the 3 seed against the Lewiston 2 seed. They are 9 minutes away from pulling off the upset.
Dragons really showing up, playing above their level in both of these playoff games, decisively beating Ararat and now leading the number 2 seed Blue Devils.
That's a fantastic point, Malachi. In the regular season, the Dragons beat Mount Ararat by 1 goal both times and then go out there and win 4-0 on Wednesday. Playoff soccer, playoff sports in general, you never know what's going to happen. Here's Fouché firing wide left. Diamond Stanek comes out to scoop it. 8:45 to go for the Blue Devils. He'll roll it there. Gorchov putting on pressure. Gorchov racing after it. Diamond Stanek will collect. He'll loft that one to Samwilla. Demanja. Demanja with space up the field. Gets around Malongo. Chance for Demanja. Pressured there by Finn White. Finn White will turn the ball over, gets it there to Fouché. Fouché keeps it in bounds. Asher Fouché will knock it off of Demanja and out of bounds.
Lock it in, boy. Let's go.
And it will be Brunswick ball. That's a beautiful move there by Asher Fouché, the junior.
Good job to keep possession, run some more clock off. Dragons really got to dig in and just defend anything it takes.
Chance here now for Lewiston. Fires wide right. Lewiston, of course, the wind at their backs that has to impact those shots.
Dragons been bailed out a couple times by some poor shots, but they can't keep relying on that need to step to guys at the top of the 18, really backing off on defense and not providing a lot of challenge up there.
That was Yusuf Ali with the open look, but he missed the very wide right. Shaw will go deep down the right sideline for White at midfield. Demanja with the powerful header to rocket it back into the offensive zone. Now here Gorchov, though, looks to settle it around midfield. Here's Martini. Martini with space. Losing it. Stadnicki keeps it in bounds, fighting tooth and nail for that possession. He gets it. Martini with it for Brunswick. Fouché has space. He'll cut back. Asher Fouché finds Raposa. Raposa in the middle. Fouché. 7 minutes to go now. Still just 1-0 Brunswick. Gorchov with the lone goal in the first half. Battle in the corner. Stadnicki, can he keep it in bounds? Still fighting, trying to wall off his defender.
Very impressed with the time wasting there from Stadnicki, shielding the ball in the corner. Very common strategy.
Ball bouncing, and a chance for Lewiston, but Malongo doesn't think so. And I think he hit that ball out off of Mbele. It'll be a Dragon possession. That's a great play there by Joelson Malongo.
Good composure by the Brunswick defense to play it off of those Blue Devils instead of panicking and clearing out of the bounds, giving the Blue Devils a lot of set pieces. If you've noticed, they haven't had a lot of offensive throw-ins or corners as of yet.
Demondra playing some more offense here. He's been defensive cornerstone so far. Malongo hits that out of bounds. And Bengwe will check in for Lewiston. Bengwe still, from early in the first half, has the best Lewiston scoring opportunity of the night when he hit that. When he hit that long kick off of Taberge's jumping fingertips. Physicality here. Lewiston comes away. Martini and a whistle.
Looks like it's going to be a foul on the Dragons. Set piece opportunity. Bengwe to take it.
Free
Shooting
kick for
section goes out here.
Bengwe. He'll drop it off to Demondra. Demondra with space. Cuts inside. He'll fire. It's deflected by Fouché. 5:25 to go here now. Fires down the middle. Can Evan White clear? He can. The ball bounds at midfield. Gorchov racing after it. And he will head it up to himself. Gorchov cuts inside. Will look to fire with his left foot. He scores! Oliver Gorchov! And it's 2-0 Brunswick!
An absolutely beautiful, amazing goal by Oliver Gorchov, showing these Blue Devils why he is the top scorer and the playoffs MVP, sealing the game for the Dragons. The absolute effort required to win that ball from not one, but two or three strong, fast Lewiston defenders and go bar down on a great keeper without leaving him so much as a chance to get a hand on that.
The Lewiston student section is leaving. It is 2-0 Brunswick. Oliver Gorchov, both goals, 5:07 to go here now. Brunswick, barring a miracle from the Blue Devils here with the last 5 minutes, as Bengwe will send it into the offensive zone. They will advance to play Camden Hills, the number 1 seeded Camden Hills in Bangor on Tuesday. Of course, a neutral site game in the Class A North Final. Lofting it inside, caught by Taberge.
Very good aggressive claim from Taberge. Hasn't had much to do in this second half, but still remaining focused.
I am still in chills, partly because of the cold temperature and partly because of that just incredible goal by Gorchov. Stanicki will bump shoulders with the Blue Devils.
Foul is called on Stanicki. Shoulder-to-shoulder contact usually allowed. That one looked to be not going for the ball at all. Now some words with Stanicki from the referee. Looking to avoid. Oh, looks like, oh, no yellow card this time. Has to be careful going forward.
Demondra along midfield will give it up to Dan Demondra. Working on Finn White. And now Eben, that is still Finn. He'll kick that one up the field. Ibrahim will throw it in to Demondra. Backtracks to Simbuila. 3:25 to go here in the Class A North Semifinal or State Quarterfinal, whichever one you prefer to say. And it's 2-0 Brunswick. Gorchov tracking after that with Simbuila. Gorchov will kick it back to himself. Could we see a second consecutive hat trick from Oliver Gorchov? Raposa gives it up. Chance for Stanicki with space. He'll fire inside to Gorchov. Lofted wide right and out of bounds. I think I've earned some more hot chocolate, Malachi. We may be cold, but the Dragons for sure are not. 2-0 lead. Feels like about 32 degrees here in Lewiston. and you can see that wind as well. Can you see the? Cannot see the flags from that angle, but it's blowing. Goal kick here from Lewiston. DeMondre will stop it.
Fans are reminded that no one is allowed on the playing field following today's contest.
You hear
We
that?
also ask that you help, please, with any trash located around you. Please use the trash cans located.
Oh, wow, that's right at us, Malachi.
On your way out of the
Oh, boy.
stadium.
Let's see it. And Robert Bowen with a beautiful pass. The high school quarterback will find Finn White. Look at that. One of the best passes of the night there. Hope everyone didn't feel in danger when they saw that soccer ball coming into your living room, but don't worry, we got Malachi Madore on the premises. Lisbon starting goalkeeper.
Very good save there, Robert. Very impressed. Played the wrong sport in high school.
Well, you know, I did talk about how good the pass was, so maybe quarterback was the correct role. I lost the paper, though. Did you pick it up? Malachi, would you like to say that any louder? Or is that
what was your record as a quarterback again?
I went 1-11 as a starter at Brunswick High School. But you know what I made, Malachi? I made memories.
Good for you, Robert.
Thank you. I'll take that paper back now. Thank you. You go grab my hot chocolates down there. Okay. That was terrifying. Finn White, of course. I play with him in the spring in lacrosse. Down here, 30 seconds to go in this second half. Dragons sideline is getting excited. I don't know if you can call this a true upset win. These are two fantastic teams in Class A North, but the Dragons did not beat Lewiston in the regular season, and they come out with a win when it matters the most. All 3 games against Lewiston, they scored 2 goals. The first time, a loss. The second time, a draw. And the third time, in the playoffs, a victory. The Brunswick Dragons move on to the Class A North Final. Tuesday in Bangor against the number 1 seeded Camden Hills.
Brunswick Dragons really showing their true grit here, not giving up against a very strong side. Had beaten some weaker teams before, and now their biggest test yet was to beat the 2-seeded Blue Devils. Very skilled, strong, fast players on this Lewiston team. Dragons show that they are no frauds, and that was a statement win to Camden Hills as they get ready for that final.
See the flip there. What a victory. Patterson will shake hands with Coach Roma, and the 2 teams will line up. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight, folks. 125 viewers got to see that fantastic win by the Brunswick Dragons. Kaz Kaczynski there, shoulder bumping with Declan Taburge, who played a great game in net, getting his 2nd consecutive shutout here in the postseason. Malachi, Oliver Gorchoff, of course, the player of the night once again, scoring both goals. He has scored 5 out of the last 6 goals that the Dragons have scored. 5 of 6 here in the postseason have been scored by that one man, Oliver Gorchoff, Malachi.
Very creative player, not just finishing those chances, but also creating them for himself, as we've seen with that 2nd goal. Just that determination to get past some of those really strong and fast defenders and put that ball in the back of the net. Camden Hills defenders come next week. Gonna surely be prepared to take on that dynamic combo of Raposa and Gorchoff up front.
A great season by the Blue Devils, finishing with a total record of 11-1-4, but their season ends tonight. The Brunswick Dragons will play Camden Hills at 6 o'clock on Tuesday. You can follow Brunswick High Sports Network on Instagram at BWIC Sportsnet to find out whether or not we're streaming that. I believe there's a very good chance that we will, Malachi. Long trip, of course, to Bangor, but it'll be a fun one. The Dragons, the last time they beat Lewiston in the playoffs was in 2022. They went on to win the state title. That's the goal from here on out. Thank you so much for joining us here on Brunswick High Sports Network. Brandon Ware on the camera, Malachi Madore, and Robert Bowen on the microphone. Good night, everybody. Dragons win 2-0.